Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, LiveLoveCrochet. Today we're going to be making part 2 of the checkered cardigan. I have finished my length, so this is what your length should look like right now. We also did a sleeve, so you can see what we're going to have, what it's going to look like. So our next step we're going to do is edging on the buttonholes. So we're going to be starting on the left side of the cardigan to my work. So then I'm going to get my yarn. I already have my slip knot. I'm going to find my bottom stitch, which is around about here. I'm going to attach my yarn. I'm going to pull through, make chain 1, and then make a single crochet back into that stitch. And I'm going to go into the next free space and make a single crochet and into the next. Try and pick up 2 pieces of yarn. So now we need to count our stitches, so the other side will be the same. So I have 3 at the moment. Four. Just go into any space you can find. Just trying to evenly spread out your single crochets. So this is what we're going to do all the way up, all the way to the top, and I will meet you back here. Don't forget to count your stitches. So I'm just coming to the end of my row. I'm just going to put a single crochet up here. I've counted my stitches, I have 34 so far, and one more is 35. So I have 35 this side, I need to match it this side. So at the top we're going to chain 1, turn our work, and going to put a single crochet back into the first stitch, and then it's just a single crochet in each all the way down. We're going to do this another 2 times. So go down, chain 1, turn, go all the way back up, and I'll meet you back here. Just coming to the end of my row, then put the last single crochets in, and I'm going to chain 1, and I'm going to cut my yarn. There we go. So there is one side done. So that is actually with the sleeve as well. So now we move on to the right side, and we will be starting at the top on this side. So if you would like to make another slip knot, I'm just gonna turn our cardigan. Right, we're going to find our top stitch, which is here. Put my yarn on, pull it through, chain one, and like before, another single crochet into there, and then we need to find spaces, spread out equally for our single crochets, and I need 35. You might need a different number, so I'm going to complete this because it's the same as this side. I will complete down to the bottom, and then I will show you how to turn from there. So I'm just coming to the end of my row. Just going to put another 2 stitches in. Also for the next row we need our stitch markers because we are going to make buttonholes. So chain 1 and turn your work. And before we go any further, we need to do the buttonholes. So we need to work out where we want these. So I'm just going to work out, I'm going to go 3 from the top, 1 in there, and then from the bottom I'm going to go 3. I'm just going to randomly put these in. Just going to cut in the holes in between. So I'm just going to move mine up 1. So then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right, sorted. So they're all even in between. I'm just going to shut my stitch markers back up just so they don't come out and I don't know where they go. Right, so if you would like to get your work back, we've chained 1 already, so I'm going to go in with a single crochet and a single crochet, and then I come up to my stitch marker. So I'm using quite a big button this time, so I'm going to chain 2. If you've got a smaller button you might need to chain 1, or you might need to chain 3. So I'm going to skip over this stitch marker hole and single crochet into the stitch next to it, and then going to see if this button fits through. If not, I might have to make 3 chains. So yeah, that is a bit of a squeeze. Let me try. No, I'm going to leave it at 2 because that's actually quite snug, because sometimes buttonholes can get a bit big and they slip over the button then. So I'm going to leave it like that. So then I'm going to single crochet up to my next stitch marker. come to my stitch marker. I'm going to chain 2, skip over my stitch marker and put a single crochet into the stitch next to it. So you carry on till you get to the top, doing exactly that, and I will meet you at the top. I've reached the top. I'm going to chain 1 and turn my work. So now we want to put a single crochet back into that stitch, a single crochet back into that stitch, and then we're going to come to our buttonhole. We're going to go into that chain 2 space or chain 1 space. We're going to make a single crochet. Then if you've made 2 chains or 3 chains, you need to match that with single crochet. So I've made 2 chains, so I need 2 single crochets in there. And then we're going to keep a single crochet in into every stitch till you get to your next stitch marker. I will show you the buttonhole one more time. So come to my buttonhole. I'm going to go in through there, put 1 single crochet and 2 single crochets, and then keep going until you reach the bottom. I've come to the bottom. I'm going to chain 1, cut my yarn. That is your buttonholes done. So this is what it looks like right now. Next we're going to do our collar. So we're going to get our cardigan, and we're going to start on the left side right at the top. So we'll make our sit up and insert into our first stitch. Pull through and chain 1. Put a single crochet back into the same stitch. And then for now just find a space to put your single crochets. So then we come onto our chain from the very beginning, our starting chain. And we're just going to go into the stitches right here. Just going to make a single crochet into each of those until we get to this corner, 1 before the corner. So this stitch, the corner stitch, and the stitch after, we're going to single crochet them all together. So put your hook through, yarn over, pull through, 2 loops on the hook, go through the corner, yarn over, 3 loops on the hook and into the next one after the corner, pull through, 4 loops on the hook, pull through all 4, and there you have 3 stitches single crochet together. So then keep going. So we're going to keep going until we get to 1 before this corner. So I'm now 1 before the corner. So I'm going to do exactly the same. And then pull through all 4 loops. And then I'm going to keep going. So we're going to keep doing that until the end of the row, and then I'm going to meet you back here, and then all we're going to do is chain 1, turn and do 2 more rows. So if you want, you can keep going and add in your rows. So we're going to do another 2 after this. If not, I will be back at the end of this row to show you how to turn, and then I will leave you to get on with the last 2 rows by yourself. So I'm going to finish this row and I will see you back at the end. I'm coming to the end of my row, so here I am back, just putting my single crochets into any space. So I've run out of chain right now, so just going to find any space to put my single crochets nice and tidy. So I'm going to try and get one right in this corner. I'm going to chain 1, turn my work. This time I'm just going to do simple single crochets, single crochet, single crochet. So it's just 1 single crochet into every stitch, just like that. So I'm going to leave you to do 2 rows of that by yourself. Okay, it's 2 rows of that, and I will see you when we reach the end. Just at the end of my row I've done 3, 1, 2 and 3. I'm going to chain 1 and cut my yarn, leaving a little bit of tail to sew in. So then that leaves the sleeve to do. So that's what your collar should look like. So as you can see, it's coming a little bit here from the single crochets that we did together. So our collar has nipped in a little bit. So we're going to do the sleeve. So before we start the sleeve, I need to talk to you about the amount of stitches you need. So in order for us to get this pattern where it goes equally, we don't get 2 colours together, what we're going to do is we need a multiple of 5, but it needs to be 10, 20, 30 or 40, maybe even 50, it depends how big you're going. For this sleeve I had 30, I need to make 30 for this sleeve. So before we go any further, I'm going to give you back the sizes. We're doing sleeve length, so mine is going to be 16 centimeters, yours might be smaller or larger than mine, so I'm going to be doing 16 centimeters. So if you would like to grab your yarn again, I'm going to get my hot pink and I'm going to put a slip stitch onto this. So I'm just going to take my stitch markers out. So we need to find our chain or chains. You need to find the middle of your sleeve, put your slip knot onto your hook, pull it through, chain one, make a double crochet into that chain, and then you're going to find the next space here. So then I'm going to go into there, try and get 2 loops. So you give me 1. So there we go. That's 2. And into the next is 3. So then we are going to be coming onto the stitches in a minute. That's 4, and then we hit the stitches. So it's easy after that. 5, 6, 7, and you keep going until you come to the end. So I just double crocheted my 30 stitches. I'm going to go into the first double crochet here, first double crochet stitch, and I'm going to make a slip stitch. So the good news about this sleeve, we are not going to be cutting our yarn, so we won't have that many tails. Chain 1, go back into that stitch with a double crochet. So there's 1. We're going to do 5, and we're not going to finish the 5th, just like on the length. 2, 3, 4, 5, and on the 5th one, I'm not going to finish it. I'm going to hold it right there. I'm going to get our leather colour. I'm going to pop that onto our hook, pull it through. I'm going to pull a little bit more, and I'm going to put my tail on the front so it's easier for me to sew in. So then we're going to do another 5. Remember, carry your yarn, so you put it on the top of your stitches. So I'm going to make 1 double crochet, 2, 3. You can already see my yarn's coming loose, so I'm going to give it a little pull. 3, 4, and on the 5th, I'm not going to finish it. Put that yarn down, pick this yarn up, give it a little pull through my last 2 loops. Just need to sort my cardigan out. There we go. So then going to carry my other yarn, going to go through with my working yarn, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Don't finish the 5th. Right, so we're going to do this all the way around, and I'm going to meet you back just before we attach our yarn. So I'm just about ready to attach my yarn. Just got one more stitch. So now you need to put this pink one behind. So I go into my last stitch. I'm going to go into, no sorry, I'm going to go into my last stitch. I'm not going to finish it. I'm going to drop that pink and pick up the hot pink. I'm going to go through the 2 loops, and then I'm going to count back. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. I'm going to go into this one, into the 5th, make a slip stitch, chain 1. I'm going to get my pink yarn, bring it up, make a double crochet, pick up this pink yarn as well, make a double crochet, and keep making your double crochets. On your 5th one, remember, don't finish it, pick up your pink or your other colour, and then we're going to go in with the pink. So this is all the sleeve's going to be. Obviously the next time you need to connect, you're going to drop your hot pink like I showed you when I made the mistake just. You're going to drop your hot pink, finish your double crochet with the pink, the baby pink here, slip stitch, chain 1, start your double crochet, then pick up your hot pink and go through, picking up your hot pink as well, and just crochet over it just like I just showed you, and it's as simple as that. So I am going to let you do this by yourself, and I will see you now when my sleeve is almost finished, because we still have this ribbon. So I'm gonna just measure how much this measures. So measures that around about 2.5 centimeters. So then from this measurement that you're gonna use to your sleeve, I am going to stop at 14.5 so I can do the ribbon as well. So you just stop 2.5 centimeters before your measurement, and I'm going to see you back here to do the ribbon. I'm going to have my buttons sewn in, and we'll do the ribbon, and that will be our cardigan complete. So make your sleeve, and I will see you when we're on the ribbon. So I've just finished my sleeve down to 14.5. I've sewn in my buttons, and now I'm going to show you how to do the ribbon. So we're going to chain 1, and into the same stitch here we're going to put a single crochet, single crochet into the next, single crochet, and keep going with your single crochets all the way around until you get back to the start. I'm back at the start, so now I'm just going to slip stitch into my first stitch here, slip stitch, and then we're going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So what we're going to do now is we're going to skip the first stitch. So skip the first stitch and we're going to go into the stitch below and make a single crochet. Single crochet into the next, and into the next 2 you should have 4 single crochets. When you reach the bottom, we're going to skip a stitch here because it's already taken. We're going to slip stitch into that stitch and into that stitch. So 2 slip stitches. 1 and 2. We're now going to turn our work. You put your yarn in front of your hook there, and an easy way to see where you're going from this is either you can see here 1, 2, and then you do a single crochet into that stitch there, or you can count down 1, 2, 3 and 4. So into the back stitch now, you need to make a single crochet, single crochet using back stitch only, chain 1, turn your work, make 4 single crochets, make sure to skip that chain that the first chain, then we're going to make our 2 slip stitches again. So skip this stitch because it's taken, so into this one and this one, going through both stitches, and turn your work again, going into the back stitch, making single crochets, and this is what we are going to do for the remainder of our sleeve. Chain 1 and turn. So that is all we're going to do. As you can see, the ribbon is starting to form. So I will do my sleeve and I will meet you back here. So I've come around with my sleeve, and as you can see I have 1 stitch left there, so I'm just going to slip stitch into it. Now we need to attach these both sides together, so put your yarn just on the outside here. We're going to pick up 1 stitch on the side. I'm not going to pick up 2, I'm just going to pick up 1 from each side, and we're going to yarn over and pull through both of those and through that one. Then we're going to find our next stitch. We're going to go through one, we're going to go through one, and we're going to slip stitch through all the loops, and then two more left, same again, and the last one, go through both, go through both, slip stitch through those, and then go back through, again slip stitch, chain one, and your yarn is ready to cut. So that is our sleeve done. I hope I explained the attaching okay. If not, please message me. So that is my sleeve. So next we've got to sew in our tails, and that will be the end of this cardigan. So I'm going to turn off now, sew my tails, and I will be back. So there's the finished cardigan. So we have everything done now. I hope you found the way I made this cardigan useful. If you didn't, I'd be more than happy to listen to your comments. So for today, this is the end of the video, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!